Hey guys, we're here at Replay Guitar Exchange shooting a quick video for Metal Replay. I'm with my good friend Jason Stallworth. It's always a good time having you here, man. It's metal, as always. And right before we started this video, I just popped a string on this LTD Alexi Laiho guitar, which is a shame. But at least we got some playing right before I popped the string, so there'll be footage of that.
That worked out really great. We're going to give you some tones here, some cool metal tunes. But yeah, this snapped right after we filmed that part. So.
Yeah, man. So these are the guitars that we're going to be going over today, and we're going to tell you a little bit more about them after you hear them. So stick around through the whole video because these are pretty awesome guitars.
They're pretty cool, yeah.
This is the Alexi, the LTD Alexi, and that is the Rudolph Schenker. It's a custom shop Flying V, and it's really cool. So,
there's a little story behind this too. We'll share that at the end.
there is.
Hang around for that. Let's hear what these things sound like, dude.
Absolutely, man. Okay, so by the way, we are playing through this Boss Katana here. It's the Artist 100. It's the big boy. It sounds really good, and we have it on the brown sound, which is the heavy metal sound with a little bit of delay and reverb. That's
Pretty
it.
cool amp, dude.
Great amp.
I like this thing. I mean, it's good. It's great for practice, for just and you can connect this to your computer and all that, and record
Yes, you
with it
can,
as well.
which is really cool. It's just an ideal amp, honestly. It's got everything you could want, a ton of built-in effects and sounds. Highly recommend it. It's our #1 seller here at Replay Guitar Exchange. So if you haven't already, definitely come check out that amp. But it makes these guitars sound great. Let's talk a little bit about this one first, dude.
Yeah, man, the Alexi.
So, Children of Bodom guitar player who passed away very unfortunately a couple of years back. That really broke my heart, man, because for me as a younger player, he was kind of like my Eddie Van Halen, and he was the guy that really put me into heavy metal, to be honest with you. Like, I always listened to Megadeth and Metallica and that kind of stuff. Yeah. But to get really into the shredding and the really crazy, almost video game kind of sounds and the cool keyboards, it was Children of Bodom, and he had this signature model, and it's just so cool to see. So an icon for sure. And I waited 2 years to get these.
Yeah, you've been waiting on this for quite some time, dude.
God, so long. So it's so cool to get it here.
But it's here now. So
it's called the Hexed, and there are a couple really cool things about this guitar. So one, it is just a single pickup EMG. It's like a rip your head off pickup. Very aggressive. And then we have the Floyd Rose setup. Just one knob here. One knob, Johnny. That's all you need. Yeah, I like that too. It's kind of just like plug and go, which is one thing that I really admired about Alexi. I mean, even his pedal board, I think, was just like a delay and a wah-wah. And that's it. And it was all in his skill. We have these pinstripes here that are really cool. And then it's also that cool, kind of faded purple. Flip it here so you can see it's kind of black here, and it fades into that purple. It is a nice finish. He's got a couple other ones, but this one is, when this came out, we of course had to order it. Down here at the top, we do have some scallop frets, which are really interesting. If you don't know what that is, the frets kind of cut away. I'll fly in a picture here so you guys can see that. But they kind of cut away, and when you're playing up there, you got to get used to it. You don't actually put a lot of pressure on the notes, because if you do, it'll bend the note out of tune. So you actually play really light, but it's really cool for those who like to play really fast, because you can just barely touch the note and move on to the next note, and that's why they do the scallop frets. Really awesome guitar, man. What are your thoughts?
It plays smooth, dude. You guys noticed I didn't play a lot in this region down here because I was playing it before I started filming, and it does take some time to get used to, but I can see once you get used to that, you can probably fly through there, man. But overall, just a really nice playing guitar, kind of effortless playability, which is what I expect from LTD, from ESP LTD in general, because that's just what their guitars, they're known for metal. They're known for that just effortless playability. So that's what I like about it. Like it's not a struggle. You need to play some guitars I got to struggle to play those notes and get the sustain and all that. But I mean, this guitar just, for metal, or really any subgenre of rock and metal, it just gives you easily what you're looking for, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, man. It's a nice one, man. You got to get used to the Flying V. So if you're not a Flying V guy,
right here, right?
Yeah, exactly. You gotta let the guitar sit on your leg like that, because you can't really hold it this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What we got next, dude?
Let's talk about this Gibson.
Oh, it's over here.
This guitar here, special story.
Yeah, we'll go over the specs here real quick, but there's a cool story behind this particular guitar here. Yeah. So tell me about this thing, man.
Okay, so this guitar here is a custom shop. It's a Flying V Rudolph Schenker. This is like a wow guitar. I would say this is actually more than an uncommon rare guitar. This is a rare guitar.
It's pretty rare. Yeah.
I've worked here for 7 years now, more. And I've not ever seen one of these. This is a 1984. And then we have almost the yin and yang thing. You know how Rudolph Schenker does. But this is yellowed. I hope it looks really yellow on video. It yellows over time because it's just of age. And you could see some of the checking here. And then this Kaler style bridge. Except for it's not a Kaler. It's a Gibson, which is interesting. It actually says Gibson on there. I'm wondering if Gibson licensed it out at the time. And then we have a volume and a tone. And there is checking in the black as well. It's just easier to see on the yellow or white side here. And then we have a big cavity here, which just holds the potentiometers and the pickup selector. It's pretty basic here. Ebony fingerboard, small frets, but not like fretless wonders. Like I said, it's an 84. Now, this one is actually stamped as a factory second from the Gibson Custom Shop. So that is kind of interesting. I'm not too concerned about it being a factory second. Now, Gibson doesn't do factory seconds anymore, or not currently. They don't do that. But at the time, there could be several reasons why they did a factory second. As far as I can see and feel, there is absolutely nothing wrong with this guitar. There's no blemish issues or anything like that. But right here in the back, it's super hard to see. I don't know if you can even see that.
We'll put it on camera for you.
Yeah, I'll slide in a picture. But it could have been like, I don't know, maybe Gibson was doing something with their stock. Maybe the artist had like a rival deal or something at the time. I'm not sure, but as far as I can tell, there's no reason why, there's no like blemishes or any issues with the guitar. And I didn't even know there was a Gibson Custom Shop at the time, but that looks super legit. I'll fly in a picture so that you guys can really see it, but there's a Gibson Custom Shop Edition logo at the top, right above the serial number.
How'd you like it though? How did it play for you, man?
Dude, it played awesome. I love this guitar, and as a fan, as a rock and roll guy.
Yeah. You're a Gibson fan anyway, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a diehard Gibson fan, so.
I'm really tempted to buy it, but I can't. One of you are gonna have to buy it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you should come see us on this guitar. Actually, it's going for $3,300, and it's got the original case too. It's a rare guitar, and I would love for somebody to pick that up.
I would say, I mean, it plays great. You know, when I first picked it up over there, when you pulled it off the shelf, I was like, man, this. I'm not a non-Gibson fan. I like some Gibson guitars. I'm just not wowed by them, like you are. It's a preference. But when I picked this thing up and played it, I'm like, holy crap, this thing plays really smooth, man.
It plays really good.
So I was very surprised. And plugging it in, you've got a nice beefy tone.
Yeah,
like
these pickups are aggressive. Actually.
Yeah, they're pretty aggressive, and there's a lot of beef. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm at Publix at the ground beef section, which I'm kind of hungry now. But this is a nice guitar. So can I share the story behind this, dude?
Yeah, please do, man.
So-
I actually have you to thank for this guitar in a way.
Yeah, so I got a text, a good friend of mine, Ed Bourne. He's the drummer for the Tampa metal band Siren. They were up and coming in the 80s, took a very long 30-plus year break, and then reunited. They discovered they had a fan base in Germany. And pretty cool story behind that. So they started making albums. Long story short, and they've got a documentary. I'm too old for this, I didn't want to curse on camera because that's part of the documentary name. But anyway, Ed Bourne texts me. Again, good friend of mine. He texts me. It's like, hey, I've got this Gibson. I'm just ready to part ways with. It's a Rudolph Schenker, and do you know of anybody who might want to pick it up? He's not, looking for a killing on it or whatever. So I knew you were a Gibson fan, and I figured, well, okay, either you or maybe Replay could do something with this. So long story short, that's how we got this guitar. It came from Ed Bourne, again, the drummer for the metal band Siren. Really cool dude. So yeah, just a quick little history here.
Yeah, man, he was really cool when he came in. Really easygoing guy, and never really played the thing,
Yeah, he's got it.
He's a drummer.
He's a drummer, right? Yeah, he's got a lot of guitars. He's a drummer. He's also really great at just music production in general. So got a lot of talent there. But I love the guys in the band, all of them. Doug, Hal, Todd. All those guys are just great people in Siren. So it's just cool how we have this community here. And I'm glad you finally got to meet Ed.
Yeah, man. We talked about getting together and jumping on your podcast too.
We need to do that soon. Yeah. So good.
Well, I'll do that.
So yeah, there's our featured metal instruments.
Yeah, our metal replay today is, again, it's Flying V's, but that's because they're the most metal of all guitars, and you should have at least one or two or five Flying V's.
I need one.
Yeah, I mean, come on. But this one is really the highlight of today because how rare it is and how cool it is. And
Collector's item.
It's a historical piece, so very cool. Jason, thank you so much for coming. Well, that was awkward.
Yeah, that was awkward, dude. We did.
But if you guys are interested in any of these, please give us a call, 813-254-8880. I would love to speak with you more about any of these instruments. Or you can go on our website, replayguitar.com, to take a look at our full inventory, all of our Gibson, all of our Fender, all of our amps, everything we have, and we will ship to you for free. So keep that in mind. Definitely take advantage of that. Or just simply stop by the shop and say hi.
Yeah, if you live in this area, like it's a no-brainer, like you must come. There's like this force like pulling you into Replay Guitar Exchange here, like it pulls me in often. So yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this stuff, please leave us a like and subscribe, and check out Jason's channel, which is a really awesome channel as well for all things metal and learning how to play guitar as well.